Hello, Inspire Fitness Academy, one-stop shop. How is everyone this afternoon, this lovely Thursday afternoon? Slightly different background here for you. So brought you into my office this afternoon as there's lots of other things going on with the rest of the family in and around where I would normally be. And so as to avoid noise in the background, it was just easier for me to stay here. So it gives you another insight into different surroundings as to my workplace. So how's your environment? How's your workplace? Or are you just at home at the moment? And the space that we're in all the time, or most of the time, is really it's so important to have it in some sort of order, I guess. And it's so easy to get used to things being a certain way. I know my office, periodically I have clear outs and organising going on and filing and all that sort of stuff. It sort of reminds me of when I was younger, and I had organised chaos going on in my bedroom, and whenever my mum came in and sorted it out, I could never find anything. But it doesn't work so much nowadays, and whoever said that computers would solve the age-old problem of too much paperwork, nah, I didn't find that to be true. I seem to have more blooming paperwork than ever. Anyway, it's a constant, ongoing thing in my office, and in other places around the house as well. You know, it's so easy to just not see stuff which we no longer use. It just becomes part of the scenery, and actually it can really be drawing down on our energy. It can sap your energy when things are hanging about and you're not using them and you're not appreciating them. So it feels so much better in here now to have got rid of old papers and got some more order in place. It really does help. It can be time saving. You know, you're not spending ages looking for something because it's obviously there, categorized there. So anyway, let's do some cards, shall we? Slightly different ones I'm using today. These are the Universal Wisdom books, the lovely oracle cards with all the butterflies on them. So this is thanks to Tony Carmini Salerno, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Absolutely beautiful. They're one of my favourite packs. I use them an awful lot. So I'm going to just be giving them a bit of a shuffle here. And for those of you who've not seen this before, I just use them for a little fun. They prompt discussion. It's amazing what comes out of the various words, the pictures, the colours. Everything about them can prompt an interesting discussion. My aim is always about empowering you to be able to do more for yourself, to know that you can do things for yourself, for your own peace of mind, for your well-being. This is the positioning, if you like, of the work that I do and how I present it. So it's all about you, folks, and what you can do for you. So, and at this time as well, more than ever before, we need to be able to know that we can rely on ourselves. Because if we feel completely beholden to other people, and that our fate, our health and wellness is determined by others, that is totally depleting. It's really challenging, because it immediately provides that sense of powerlessness. You know, it's like we can't do stuff for ourselves. Well, I'm here to tell you that there's an awful lot that you can do. And even when you think you've tried everything, there is still more that you can find out. There's always other people who know even more about certain subjects. So, you know, everybody has a limit to their knowledge. It depends on where they're at within their research, their training, etc., etc. So there's always more that can be learned and found out. Do remember that there's always somebody else out there who'll be able to give you a little nudge, a little prompt, a little support, a little advice, whatever it is that you need. So back to our cards. Let's see what's going to jump out this afternoon. Because they do. They literally, like the butterflies, will fly out. And then on other occasions, it's like, there's one that's just twinkling and it's got to be this one today, for example. So let's have a look. Let's see what it is. Oh, so I don't know what you guys think about this possibility, that maybe you have lived other lives previously. Ooh, it gets a bit woo-woo for some. But if you have some sort of possible idea that maybe you have been on this earth before, and maybe you have been a different person, those experiences could influence the life that you're having now, then it can sometimes explain an awful lot about certain people, certain situations that we come into, where it's like, it's firstly, it can be a bit of a deja vu. It can be, I feel as though I know this person, and yet quite clearly we've never met before. Not here, not in this lifetime, but maybe in another lifetime. So it can sometimes provide you with clues, with ideas that actually there is more to this. There is more to this life, and actually maybe it is that this person is so familiar because we have lived in a different time, in a different place. And maybe roles were reversed, maybe it was a completely different situation, but here they are again, and it could be that this time round that they're a lover or a mother, you know, and how, for me, I rather like this concept, let's say, because it's certainly given me more comfort than it has made me fearful. To know that my mother, by the way, passed quite some time ago, over 20 years ago now, and I didn't understand or have these sort of thoughts or ideas at that time. But I very soon afterwards, after she had died, after she'd passed, I was introduced to this as a possibility, and it gave me so much comfort to think that we, even if we'd not spent other lifetimes together, that the possibility of seeing her again in a future lifetime, that really helped me. I felt so much more soothed, so much at that idea. And so again, whatever we choose to believe, if it's something that supports us and helps us to feel a little better, then I say, what's the harm in that? If that really helps to soothe, and even if others think that's bonkers, you know what? It doesn't matter. If it helps you to feel a little better about things, then I would say just allow that and be accepting. And you know what? We don't have to explain ourselves to anybody else. We don't have to defend ourselves. It's it's really so personal as to what you choose to believe and what you want to believe. So that's just one way that I wanted to share something a little more personal with you, so that you got an idea as to how this concept, which only came in for me, like I say, about 20 odd years ago, really altered my life. It really altered my life, actually, in many ways, because it helped me open up. Well, if that's a possibility, what else is there that's out there which I've thought as being, well, I haven't even given any thought, actually. But there's a lot of things that we don't understand, which is beyond human comprehension. And maybe in 50 years, 100 years, 150 years, or whatever, we will have, let's say, scientific information, evidence that shows us all of this other side of things. And there's a lot of scientific evidence already, the data is already there about energy, for example. So, and how we radiate energy, how we create energy, that we are energy, that everything is energy. And what does that actually mean to you? And how can you use that knowledge? How does it help you? But to know that everything from our feelings, our thoughts, everything is an energetic vibration that we can mold and influence, and it is, for me, again, really helpful. It can really help you to recognize that you don't have to stay feeling a certain way. That actually you have more, there is more that you can do to help yourself feel differently, because it is energy. When all's said and done, and energy is always in a state of change, and yet we can influence that just by recognizing it. So it's having the awareness, firstly, just knowing what energy is occurring, how you're feeling, because they're big clues as to what's going on and whether you feel happy about it, or and then you can look at how can you do something different, what can you do to change it so that you are in control. And knowing that you are in control versus thinking that somebody else is in control. And also, whilst talking about that, do remember that you have no control over anybody else. In other words, you have no control what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're saying, what they're doing, because that is very individual, personal choosing, just as nobody can do the same with us. Nobody else is inside of you. There's only you inside of you. So on that basis, when you may look around you and think, flipping heck, I really wish that wasn't happening, and I really wish that person didn't do that, or didn't say this to me, or, when we get into that way of looking at things, we're totally disempowering ourselves. And what I mean by that is we're actually giving them power. We're giving those other people and those other situations the power. We're not giving ourselves the opportunity to recognize, well, actually, hang on a minute, what can I do in this situation? Because that is where the power is. It's always within you. You just have to have that awareness to be able to interrupt patterns which may repeat and keep bringing up the same old stuff. Life stuff. It can come from past lives. So these can be opportunities for us in this lifetime to do something different, to recognize these traits which can hold us back, which can, we can end up feeling stuck as a consequence of it. So, what things are going on for you that this is resonating? What's bubbling up to the surface? Because when somebody like myself starts talking about these things, we can we're sort of listening, but we're then drifting into memories and ideas and thoughts. It triggers and activates viable, valid connections with our own unique experiences. So just allow it to come forwards, allow it to come to the surface, allow it to be there, and be with it. Be curious. Be really curious. That's so helpful, to be curious, as opposed to giving yourself a hard time over things, you know. So just be curious and know that there's always something really useful to learn from it. And that's what will free you. That's what gives you that liberation, that feeling of strength, of confidence. Awesome. So here we go. This is our card for today. Past life. And that wonderful image is, it looks like an Indian to me. And when I say that, I'm talking about the Native American Indian. Beautiful. I'm sure I've been one. Okay, right. So if you want to do a little tapping, let's tap this in. Oh, take a nice deep breath in. Sighing out any stresses, any strains, letting go of pressures, of stresses. Keep breathing them out. Okay, so using the fingertips, just tapping on the top of my head. Taking another nice deep breath. Make sure both feet are on the floor so that you're well grounded. And coming to the beginning of the eyebrows. And just gently does this, especially when tapping on the face. You don't need to be thumping. This is about, it needs to be just something lovely and soothing. So I'm on the side of the eyes now, not literally the eyes, on that ridge around the eye, okay? And then coming directly down underneath the eyes, so still on the bony part of the skull. And moving under the nose now, into that little crook there. It's a nice little nook, perfect for the index finger. Oh, and keep taking those lovely breaths. Feel the difference. Coming to the chin, the chinny chin chin. And then down to the collarbone. So you're tapping just beneath the bony part of the actual collarbone itself, right here in the center. And you can see I'm just using all my fingers here. And then moving to the thymus, which is right in the center of the chest here. And then we go under the arms. So of course, if you've done this before, just go at your own pace. You know the sequence. Go with it. However it feels for you is perfect. Okay, so tapping directly under the armpits. Again, using all the fingers here. And what this does is it taps into your energy system, into your nervous system specifically, and helps to calm it, soothe it, and energize it. So it's such an incredible, simple technique, which all you need are your fingertips. So it's amazing how wonderful it is to just do a round. You can do one round in the morning, one round at lunchtime, and maybe one round just before you're going to bed. It really helps you to sleep well. It's amazing. Such a funny little technique. So back to the top of the head. Let's do another round. Let's go for it. So beginning of the eyebrows, side of the eyes, and if you miss any out, it doesn't matter. It's no big deal. Just keep going. Under on the chin. Yeah, working from home can be really stressful. Working from an office can be really stressful. Wherever you're working, it can be really stressful. So having some of these great self-care routines are so helpful. So to break up your working day, your schedule, with doing a little tapping can just help to restore that balance and disconnect. You need to disconnect regularly from your laptop, your computer, your smartphone, and you'll be amazed as to how much better you'll feel and how much more productive you are. So it's incredible. Yeah, we tend to, so many of us are workaholics. It's like, God, I've got 5 minutes. What can I do to fill it? Well, I say stop, breathe, do a bit of tapping. At least stop and breathe. Back to the top of the head. Come on, let's do one more. 3 is always a good number, as you know. Another nice deep breath in. Oh, yeah. Okay, beginning of the eyebrows. Side of the eyes. Under the eyes. Under the neck. On the chin. Collarbone. It's good, eh? Thymus point. Under the arms. And back to the top of the head. One final deep breath in. Keep sighing out until you can't sigh out anymore. Empty your lungs of old energy. And then you have to breathe back in. Oh, excellent. Okay, stretching out. Do a bit of shaking of the wrists, shaking the feet. Let's stamp the feet. Get your whole body involved. Start doing some stretches there. Yeah, whole body, stretch out. Oh, God, feel the difference. Brilliant. Wow, how's that, everyone? Okay, well, I think that's good for today. So remember, past life is our card, and so we've had a good little conversation about that, and you know what came up as a consequence today. And I shall put the photograph of it into the comments. And naturally, if you've enjoyed this, if you found this useful, then please do share. Remember to share your knowledge, share the love, and we all benefit from doing that. And naturally, I shall be here Wednesday, same place, 10 o'clock though, in the morning, that is. And if you want more of this, remember, go and have a look at all the recorded videos. There's loads in the IFA One Stop Shop video gallery. And if you want to find out a bit more about what I do, then pop over to Meta Wellbeing with Susan Gardner. In fact, I'm going there shortly to do something similar. So if you want to come for a bit more, pop over. See you there. In the meantime, have a fantastic weekend, and let's hope we have more of this lovely sunshine. Okay, folks, bye for now. Susan Gardner, over and out. Bye.